I guess it's time to hit the button. Let's go. Oh, snap! You know how we do around this time. I know we're a little bit early, but we warned you. We said we was going to be a day early, but never a dollar short. That's my man Big Syn over there. I'm your boy Hollywood J Black right here. And it's time for that damn NFL show. We had a bunch of blowouts, bunch of ass whoopings.
Blowouts like a fat kid truck.
But a few classic games, things went generally how we figured that they were going to go. Except the blemish on my record. Big Syn got a couple blemishes on his record. But we ain't stressing about that, none of that. Know why? Let's go! I love it. Oh man, what is good? What is good? What is really, really good? Welcome to another exciting episode of that damn NFL show. I'm your boy Hollywood J Black. That is my man over there, Big Syn. And a hell of a week last week in the NFL. Capped off by, I think it was almost half the games were out of reach well into the third quarter, a little closer to the close of the third. But we had some other competitive games out there as well too. We seen the rise of a cap from one running back, while a fall of a quarterback, all in the same game. And I'm talking about that Tennessee Chiefs game.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we get to it.
But we want to start with I hope everybody's doing well tonight.
I really do. I said it's Tuesday. We know we're early on y'all. So if you missed us Wednesday, apologize. You can always catch the replay here. It's on here and on YouTube. So
we'll be back to normal next week.
Yeah.
So we had to knock this shit out tonight. And anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it with last Thursday night's game. As the beat up Broncos took on the beat up Browns, and the beat up Browns beat up the Broncos.
It was a whole lot of beating going on. So an AAF standout was the talk of the town.
Yep.
One that I did say, I think I talked about him in last week's thing where I said that he's the only running back right now that's healthy on the roster, but apparently based off of the stats alone.
But this man was known for texting friends of his who are in the NFL trying to get him a job.
Yeah.
He ended up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And no Nick Chubb, no Lamar Hunt, Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
No problem for the Cleveland Browns.
No, defense is that damn good.
And Jarvis Landry was back, and that shows a world of difference with this football team.
Oh, yes. And it is. Hopefully it's a great sign of things to come. On top of all that, Case Keenum didn't throw the game for him. Remember what I said last week? He isn't going to win you a game.
He's not going to lose it for you either.
Yeah, he sure as hell ain't going to lose it for you. Which is probably as much as you can ask for a quarterback nowadays in these throw-happy offenses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it to the damn running back, Dearness Johnson. I hope that I think the Cleveland's off this week, or they have a game.
1 second. They got Pittsburgh.
Ooh, rivalry game, and I gotta check the injury reports. We won't know.
But no Juju,
but also no Odell Beckham either. So
but that really hasn't bothered the Browns.
Well, no, because they're a different team without him. It's Jarvis Landry who that really causes a problem.
That receiving core runs through Landry. The whole offense runs through Landry, especially when Chubb and Hunt are not available. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sorry, had to take care of something real quick.
But good on the Browns for beating up on the Broncos. And the memes about this next game have been hilarious because it's stop, they're already dead. As the Kansas City Chiefs got beheaded by the Tennessee Titans.
Well, we proved one big thing. I learned one big thing in fantasy. When in doubt, give it to the damn running back. My big question going into this game was...
But Derrick Henry did not have a big game, though.
Well, no, he did. He had 174 yards.
I must have missed that because I thought he only had like 89, 90.
No, I think it was either 174 yards running or 174 yards from scrimmage. One of the two. Either way, that's 174 yards. Can't discount that, unfortunately. This was an ass whooping. And I wasn't expecting this ass whooping. I was expecting a high scoring game. I was not expecting this to go the way that it went down, how it went down.
All right, dog. Your stats are all jacked up, bro.
No, wait a minute.
He only had 80. He had 86 rushing yards, 0 touchdowns, and he only had 2 catches for 16 yards.
What? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Nah.
You're talking about this game like 2 weeks ago.
Probably. But wait a minute.
A.J. Brown had 8 catches for 133 and a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Now, my bad. I'm sorry. But Derrick Henry really put this game out of reach. It was the fact that Derrick... So, I talked about this. I said, if they can put the ball in Derrick Henry's hands, that'll negate the fact that the Chiefs can score quickly. Because what happens when you run the ball?
Well, you know what else negates the fact that the Chiefs can score quickly?
What?
No offense for the Chiefs.
Well, yeah. Well, you're messing around with a hobbled Tyreek Hill, okay? Tyreek Hill's hobbled. Still got the hamstring shit. They don't have a really reliable third receiver. They don't have a reliable running back. I mean, Williams is cool. He's all right. You know what I'm saying?
And Hilaire fell off from last year.
Well, Hilaire's been injured. He's been gone. He's been out. He's out for the year.
Nah.
It's a wrap for him.
The games he played, he did not look good anyway.
Well, he only played in one game. You can't look good if you only play in one game.
Sure you can.
For like barely. What did he do? Barely anything. That's what that shit was. It got to the point where they brought in Chad Henne.
Well, that's because Patrick Mahomes almost got his neck broke.
Yeah, true. But we knew that game was out of reach at that point. I can't believe people were actually picking Patrick Mahomes in fantasy. I'm like, listen, he has no help, and the Titans know this, and the Titans got their offense, but they got the defensive lineman back.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be a recipe for disaster. I said it don't look good. I said if they keep the ball out of
this season. Is the Tennessee Titans exercising demons right now?
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's the chickens coming home to roost in fucking Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we got a really not really interesting game, except for the fact that Mr. Heineke did a quarterback run for a touchdown, did the Lambeau leap in Green Bay, and the play was called back.
Well, that is why you should never brag. You got to make sure that you can walk off the field safely. Because guess what happened to Washington after that? Not a lot. I was surprised that Washington was even in this game as much as they were.
Yeah, they hung around,
which is never a good thing. That's kind of one of those things where it's a setup. Okay, that is a bad setup, and we shouldn't be doing that. But for the most part, I mean, Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things.
Green Bay is still a bad winning team. It's really what it is. Hey, Steph.
It's all bad.
I know the energy here is a little weird right now. We're not used to doing this show on Tuesday.
No, we are not. And I'm just still trying to catch up because normally I'd have my stats up and ready to go, and then my shit is like not doing what it needs to do.
Yeah, but all right, we're gonna move on to another Molly whopping that I think only we saw coming.
Yeah. Oh, we got a comment. Who's here?
I said, hey, Steph. I just said hi.
Steph, hey! Oh, hey!
As the Cincinnati brutalized, victimized, murdered the Baltimore Ravens.
He brutalized, victimized, and conquered the Ravens on their home field.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the Bengals defense are taking no fucking prisoners this year. Jamar Chase had 8 catches for 206 yards in this game.
So I'm going to tell you like it is, okay? Remember what I said the big problem when having a bunch of running backs is going to cause you? And then it's not necessarily a problem until Lamar Jackson is still your leading rusher. If you have 3 decent running backs, Williams has proven himself to be decent this year, I would say, right? We all know Devontae Freeman, you can't give him a full workload, but you can give him something.
Yeah.
And you have Le'Veon Bell. There ain't no reason. Ain't no reason why you shouldn't be designing more run plays.
Yeah.
We're talking about an offensive coordinator that's known for his run schemes, okay? There's power run schemes too. When you have
also, the problem here was, dude, at one point the game was like 7-6, and then it was like 24 to something.
Oh, real fucking fast.
The Bengals just got up on these motherfuckers quick.
But Jamar Chase.
And they said he can't catch a football.
Well, he sure caught plenty last week. I'll tell you that much. Listen. But overall, what you call him didn't even hit 50% of his passes. Lamar Jackson got pretty humbled in that game.
Yeah. Talking all that shit all week.
I mean, Hollywood Brown, he had 5 catches for 80. Rashard Bateman had 3 catches for 80. Mark Andrews, 3 catches for 48. The ball was spread around pretty well. So why didn't the job get done? I have no idea.
I can tell you why.
Why?
The last person you mentioned by name, Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
The ball needs to be in his hands at least 8 times and at least 3 times in the fucking red zone.
Yeah. He's that
Problem is, they did not get close enough to the red zone for Mark Andrews to be effective.
Well, you got to remember, though, too. Hey, Jazz. Within 40 yards, Mark Andrews is still one of the most dangerous tight ends in the game.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I remember I said it last year. Kittle, for his skill set, is a beast.
Yeah.
But the best all-around tight end in football is Mark Andrews.
Yeah. He blocks very well, runs very well. The problem that I already said that's coming on with this Ravens team is Greg Roman. Greg Roman does not know how to adapt. He didn't learn shit from when he was in San Francisco. He didn't learn how to adapt very well. And now he's got the same problem now. Lamar Jackson shouldn't be taking the shots that he's taking. He needs to be looking like he did in that Colts game, where he sat back in the pocket, wait shit to build, and then
you also got to remember, he's still hurt from doing that stupid backflip and hurt his hip.
Well, no, but that's which is why I said he should have stayed his ass in the pocket.
What up, Steve? Thanks for coming back and checking us out, brother.
What's good, Steve, Mike? That's what it comes down to. I knew that Joe Burrow was going to put up the numbers that he did. Mm-hmm. It's whether the Ravens were going to respond. They couldn't. No. By the time they got out of hand, just like that. What?
They didn't know what to do.
Like that.
This Bengals team is real. Team is real.
Yeah, playoff team. They are a fucking playoff team.
They are the number 1 seed right now in the AFC.
That's wild if you think about it, bro. That is wild.
Well, we saw Burrow keeping them in games last year until that horrific injury.
Yeah, man.
And now he's showing that he can win.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have one of the games I got wrong because I trusted the Panthers, didn't trust the Giants. The goddamn Carolina Panthers go and do it again. Now they're in the trade talks. Now they're in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes of trying to get a quarterback from Houston.
The problem is, let me see what he said. Oh my gosh, you said Steve, and my dad popped in my head. Aw. Listen, the problem is not Sam Darnold. The problem is not Robbie Anderson. The problem is not who's the other cat that's there?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. That's not a problem. The problem is that Matt Rule designed his offense behind one person and one person only. You already know who the name of that person is. Because when he was healthy, were they winning? Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Christian McCaffrey is easily a top 10 player. And he's a top 10 player and a top 5 running back. Easily. He can't stay healthy worth his life.
No. He is turning into Peyton Hillis.
Mm-hmm. If I were Carolina, that's where my trade talks would start, is with Christian McCaffrey. I would be willing if you can get a good running back for him.
Okay, but Chuba Hubbard is doing the job.
Yeah, but Chuba Hubbard's not Christian McCaffrey.
No, but Sam Darnold's not Deshaun Watson. Would you send McCaffrey to Houston for some draft picks and Deshaun Watson?
McCaffrey and draft picks?
Because they announced wherever Deshaun Watson lands, he will be able to play because he is not on the commissioner's exempt list. He is active to play. Mm-hmm. Houston is just not letting him play.
Yep.
And they have till Thursday to figure this shit out next week.
So, with that being said, could you imagine some strange ass blockbuster trade that happens out of left field? I mean, we got plenty of time to go. Could you imagine a situation? And I know as a 49ers fan, I'll really be bragging about this one, but a situation where we trade Garoppolo and or Lance for Deshaun Watson.
Never happened.
It may.
It won't.
It may. But would you ask me for McCaffrey? I don't know. Not the way that offense is designed. I would have to say he needs to be. I would be willing to do it, but they need to throw out the Christian McCaffrey playbook because Chuba Hubbard's not Christian McCaffrey. The whole entire playbook is not going to work.
No, I know, and that's the problem with the Panthers right now is that playbook is garnered towards Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey. Neither one of those guys are healthy, and one's not there.
Yeah, well, you can even make the case that Sam Darnold can scramble just as good as Cam did close to end of Cam's career. You know, like now Cam as opposed to the previous Cam. Sam Darnold does have scrambling ability. The problem goes back to Christian McCaffrey. I think we really don't get to we don't get to really appreciate how great Christian McCaffrey is because he can't stay healthy. He had the best 2 years of a running back in his first 2 years in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But we don't get to appreciate that because he's always injured.
Yep.
It's kind of like how Gronk, we don't get to appreciate Gronk, how great he is as a tight end. It's the same situation. Difference is that Gronk will only be out for a few games and come back and still try to make it to the damn Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Gronk has 100 fucking touchdown catches. He's fine.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Yeah, I'm just saying they got to figure out. I'm down for it, but they got to figure if you trade Christian McCaffrey, I say I need a running back in return. And that's why you're going to probably have to make it a 3-teamer or some shit.
So I'm still trying to figure out why the Dolphins had to play this week when they played in London last week. But they could not hold on against the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons tried to give this game to the Dolphins, but the Dolphins said, nah, here, you take it.
No, here you go. No, I don't want it. You want it. No, you can take it. No, not me. No, you.
Dolphins were just trying to go home and take a nap after that flight. That's all they wanted to do.
Yeah. They already the writing's on the wall in Miami. Okay.
For Brian Flores?
Well, no, not for him. For Tua.
Oh yeah, because again, another team that's in the talks for Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson wants to go to Miami. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to call Robert Kraft and ask him where he gets all the good hand jobs from.
Listen, wouldn't you? If that's your thing, okay? If that's your thing.
Listen, Robert Kraft is a 90-year-old man who just lost his wife last a couple years ago. That's why he had to go and do that.
He just wanted. So you're saying that he wanted a bereavement handy? Is that what you're trying to say?
He got tired of the ghost handies and wanted some real flesh on that bitch.
He said, "My man wanted a bereavement handy." Is that covered under the? Is that covered under the The employee handbook, is that one of the employee
All right.
benefits?
So what the bereavement handy comes when they give you the handy, but they don't look at you because you're old as shit.
They give it to you and they dry your tears when you cry.
We love you, Robert Kraft. We love you, Robert Kraft. Never change. But these are just two very mediocre teams doing very mediocre things. The Atlanta Matt Ryan is trying to save his own life in that backfield. Calvin Ridley is the only one doing anything for wide receivers.
Calvin Ridley, the de facto number one receiver in Atlanta because of the departure of Julio Jones.
He's the number 3 slot receiver at his best.
He's Juju Smith. He's Atlanta's Juju, baby. Atlanta's Juju Smith-Schuster.
Congratulations, Falcons. You just went up a draft pick. Anyway.
Keep it coming. Let's go.
All right. So I need you to give me the Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar thing real quick. Go ahead.
So this particular team that we're about to name, they were beaten, victimized, and conquered by the New England Patriots. That's right. This game was well out of hand in the first quarter.
So the third quarter, Patriots were up like 34 or whatever.
They're 34-13.
Yeah, okay, let's bring in Brian Hoyer and just run the ball the rest of the game. Nope, Brian Hoyer is throwing the ball, and the final score is 54-13.
Oh, my God. Damian Harris had 2 touchdowns. J.J. Taylor had 2 touchdowns. Brandon Bolden.
Bill Belichick went anchorman. And fuck you, New York.
Brandon Bolden had 6 catches for 79. Fucking Nelson Aguilar had 2 catches for 51 yards. And Jacoby Myers still has nothing. They said, no, they had a chance before their QB got hurt. Sir, did you see the first game?
Where you talking about where my man was running backwards from nobody and throwing to a Patriots player. So there was nobody in the backfield with him. He was just running backwards.
Zach Wilson. No. Keep in mind, the second quarterback is what got them to where they needed to be. It got him a touchdown. Got him on the board.
This whooping was so bad. The Jets went and traded back for Joe Flacco.
Whenever you have to trade for Joe Flacco.
No, trade back for Joe Flacco.
Whenever you have to trade back for Adam Gase's fourths, okay, that's when you know you have failed as a franchise.
Robert Sala's like, I need the time stone. Where's Doctor Strange? I got to go back to San Francisco.
Turn that son of a bitch. We can't. You can't. You're going to break the multiverse.
I don't give a shit. I want out of New York.
Breaks the multiverse. Somehow they freaking win the Super Bowl.
So Zach Wilson took a nasty hit on the sideline, and then Matt Giron finished it off. That's basically what happened to Zach Wilson.
And when we say nasty, I'm pretty sure somebody's helmet was in his anus.
And it kind of looked like the way George Kittle fell on his leg injury just a couple days ago. That's how it looked.
Yikes.
So we're not gonna make fun of the Jets any more than they already make fun of themselves. And if you know any Jets fans, please call them. Make sure they're okay.
Hey, would you like the whole? Wait a minute. Let me tell you how bad this is, real quick. Just one.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing.
I've had it.
So the top 2 defensive players on there was Mr. Duggar and Mr. J.C. Jackson. Both
yes. If the Jets ever won the Super Bowl, the whole world would explode. I will drill down to the center of the earth myself and set a bomb down there.
Pretty much. Both corners led their team in tackles, and they each had a pick. So I just want to throw it out there.
So J.C. Jackson had 4 interceptions this year, all against the New York Jets.
You can say he's familiar with the team.
So, with that being said, fuck you, New York. All right, next up.
My God, man.
Next up, we have the Las Vegas team still on the John Gruden apology tour as they beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
So, it was competitive in the second quarter when the Raiders were up 17-7, and then everything went to shit. Raiders scored 13 unanswered points in the third. So they were up 30-7.
The Eagles are a factory of sadness.
The worst part about this is that Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, yes, Steve. That's exactly what I'm saying. Everyone wants to play the Jets.
Everybody wants
except the Tennessee Titans, because for whatever reason they lost to the Jets this season.
I still don't know how. Jalen Hurts went 18 of 34 for 236, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Okay. Jalen Hurts was also their leading rusher, and yet Miles Sanders is just waiting. Hi, guys.
And Miles Sanders is now out for the season.
He's like, I was averaging 5 yards a carry. Hi. Remember
then he got hurt. They ran him 3 times, and now he's out for the season.
6, actually.
Six. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. We still love you, Sam. We still love you.
I gotta kick that motherfucker off my fantasy team before fucking Thursday this week.
Meanwhile, the Raiders did absolutely everything right except that Derek Carr pick. Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake just running all over everyone.
Said they lost because of a bet. Check those bookies.
Well, check the bookies. I mean, they were the Eagles. They probably had money on the first half.
I think he's talking about the Titans and the Jets now. He's still on about the Jets here.
No, he's talking about Vegas, because remember the Vegas Raiders. Listen. I'm pretty sure the Raiders covered the first half bet, okay? And I'm pretty sure they covered the second half. I forgot what the spread was. No, the spread was 11.5. So they wouldn't have covered the 11.5 because they only won by 11. So they would have covered the first half spread, though, which is probably where the money was.
Oh, no. Yeah, see, he's talking about the Titans. He's talking about the Titans.
Oh, okay. So you weren't talking about, okay. So either way.
Because nobody should ever lose to the Jets in life. That's why.
You know, that probably made somebody a millionaire, though.
The best Jets is Elton John, Benny and the Jets.
Somebody said the spread was so bad, if you probably bet $1.68, $1.68, you probably won $1 million. Because there ain't no fucking way, okay?
All right. Next up, we have what early was a competitive game, and then the Rams just beat up on the Lions some more.
Oh, you mean yeah, this one. This one was fun.
The Lions had a chance at one point in time.
Yeah, the game was competitive in the beginning. It was 17-16. Actually, let me rephrase it. It was 19-16 in the third.
The Lions actually had a lead for the majority of this game.
Yeah. And then
the fourth quarter happened.
Here's what happens when they allowed all this online betting. You know what? I wish I could talk to the players and let them know that I have them on your fantasy team and they need to step the fuck up, okay? I'm just saying.
No, because we all know Bill Belichick benches people because he sees who's trending on fantasy football.
He said, Jacoby, I want you to get as many yards as you can, but do not get a touchdown, okay? Because I'm playing Josh in the fantasy league, and he has you starting.
When Jacoby finally gets his touchdown, I'm going to pop a bottle and do a live video because I will be so goddamn happy for that man.
The problem with the Lions, they don't have talent. They don't have any talent. Like they have Jared Goff. He went 22 of 36, which isn't bad, all things considering. And he had 268 passing yards, which isn't bad, all things considering. But he had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, which this is against a defense that you're familiar with, Jared. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and you knew Mr. Donald was going to have no mercy for you, sir.
Nope, not a single ounce of the mercy.
Ever in life.
Nope. Sorry.
You know who else had no mercy this weekend?
Ooh.
Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they just beat the shit out of the corpse of the Bears.
Are you surprised about this outcome?
So the best thing about this game is Mike Evans forgetting he caught the 600s. The only fucking touchdown pass that was for the only 600 touchdown pass, he gave it to somebody in the stand.
Yeah, I know. Somebody said, listen. Somebody said if I would have got that ball, I would have put that shit in the vault and bonked out. Never to be seen again. Steve said those lions got no teeth and no claws. That's right.
They didn't even got no fur at this point.
Are you calling them Siamese beasts? Is that what you're just calling?
They're Egyptian cats. They're the motherfucking bald cats. That's what the fuck they are.
Wow. Call them Siamese Egyptian bald cats, nigga. Goddamn.
But Tom Brady, so he probably hit a mark that no other quarterback will ever eclipse on this one. And he still got years to go. So
I'm out here thinking that what's his name? Bruce Arians treating Justin Fields like Bruce Arians was Bill Belichick going against a rookie quarterback.
Matt, you see the pictures. Justin Fields was crying on the sideline. That's how bad his ass was getting beat in this game.
Listen, that was an ass woman. That was an ass woman. It was 35. It was 35-3 going into halftime.
Yes. And the Buccaneers kept throwing the goddamn ball.
Yeah. Tom Brady 20 of 36 for 211 and 4 touchdowns. Houseway. How?
And are we going to talk about Leonard Fournette has actually turned into what he was supposed to be coming out of college finally?
Yeah, because I'll tell you, Bruce Arians know how to use the running back, okay? Shit. Remember, he had David Johnson. He got David Johnson a big money contract. Never forget that.
Yep. All right. So good job, Tampa. Off to their best start in their history of 6-1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins exercising their demons on their old team as the Cardinals had close early against the Texans, but pulled away.
And when we say early, we're talking about Houston was up 5-0 in the second quarter, and then after that,
then all hell broke. Then Arizona was like, "Oh yeah, we're a football team."
Yo, that is it. We out, and that's what happened. Arizona just took over. 17 points in the second, 7 points in the third, 7 points in the fourth. Davis Mills. My God, man. 22 of 32 for 135. Dude.
I think J.J. Watt had like 6 tip passes in this game.
Dude, Davis Mills has probably got to be one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. He does. Everybody wants to talk about, Trevor Lawrence. No. At least Trevor Lawrence will get you the fucking ball. I have no redeeming qualities in Davis Mills. Ever. I don't care what anybody says.
He had a fluke game against the Patriots.
Yep. I'm just saying. It's bullshit. But we got to call it like it is. Cardinals, to me, were an amazing.
He's not on the Jets. Stop it. Oh, my goodness. I love this dude. The Houston Texans, they just need to implode the franchise.
All right. So real quick, I know since we're talking about NFL, they asked Roger Goodell in a press conference today, just now. They said, Roger Goodell says, and I quote, "We don't have any necessary information at this point to be willing to suspend Deshaun Watson."
That's always been the case.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the Houston organization stopping that man from being on the field.
Yeah. Could you imagine if this came out and we found out that this was a fraud ran by the ownership of the Texans?
So that people would not try to get Deshaun Watson away from them.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Because you got to think, Deshaun Watson was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all because of your dumbasses keeping fucking nut chin, the hell was his name? Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson wanted to fuck out because he got rid of all his best players.
Imagine being DeAndre Hopkins, goes a whole season without dropping a single pass, and then your coach tell you, "Nah, you're not good enough. We're trading you.
We're trading you for a second-round pick. Just one."
Yeah, just one. Jesus Christ.
Bill O'Brien, you deserve to die.
Yep.
Next up, another thing that deserves to die is the 49ers going away from play calling that actually works.
I've been really contemplating this Colts game for a while, and I've came to the conclusion. This is my conclusion.
Hold on. This was the only game that you picked wrong in Week 7.
The conclusion is that I think that Shanahan is scared of running the ball.
Because all his running backs are dead?
Yep. All my RBs are dead. We pushed them to the edge. My running backs are dead. And that's where we're at.
I will say the saving grace for the 49ers is George Kittle will be back this week.
Yeah, but we needed this game. Now we're 3-4.
Yeah, in a division with a team that's 7-0 and 1-6-1. Yes.
We're fucked. That's what
the NFC is the complete opposite of the AFC. Because if you look at the AFC, it's just like a clusterfuck of all these teams that all have 2 losses, jockeying for position. Over in the NFC, you can look right now and see who's winning the division and going into the wild card. You can see it right now.
We're fucked. We're fucked. That's the only thing I'll say. We're fucked. We're fucked. We're never going away.
And in this weather that they played in, I don't think that we can put all the blame on Kyle Shanahan here, but we can put the play on not going with the stuff that worked. He kept on trying to change shit, and that's what killed him.
This situation needs to show Kyle Shanahan that he needs to be able to trust the running game. Okay, they designed the whole entire offense, and I think that Jimmy Garoppolo got really comfortable. Yeah, sure. Bargaining interest in anything, everything can change. That's true, but that's the problem when you're dealing with. Imagine how much you got to come from behind to get into the playoffs, knowing that there's a 6-1 team and a 7-0 team at the top of your own division. That's the only
and a meddling Seahawks team.
Yeah, which hopefully Russell Wilson stays out for a good 8 weeks, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. The big problem is that we don't have an identity right now. We can't be our 2019 selves, and we definitely can't be last year because last year was rock bottom for us.
Well, we say this about a certain rapper on Magic Ninja when we do reactions, Mr. Lex the Hexmaster.
Mm-hmm.
What the 49ers need to do right now is strap a jetpack to Deebo Samuel's ass and put that man to work because he is your most dominant player.
Easily. I think we really designed this season off of Raheem Mostert, and he's been out.
And when he gets hurt, the whole team falls apart.
Yeah. Between him and George Kittle,
yep.
We just haven't been the same since Kittle's been out, to be dead honest.
All right. And last but not least, we got the New Orleans Saints picking on and beating. If Kyle trying to prove himself by showing different plays, I say this because Pete's saying he needs to be. Yeah, people saying Kyle Shanahan needs to be replaced is dumb. The dude, look at last year. They lost half their defense in week 2.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing about that.
This is not Kyle's fault in the sense of he's a bad coach. This is Kyle's fault in the sense of he needs to go with what works and stick with it until we die. He did that same scenario I'm talking about. He did that in Kansas City where he went with what worked until he didn't. And that's when we lost.
Atlanta, not Kansas City.
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs game in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
I thought you were talking about the Atlanta game against New England when he had a game plan and went away from it, and the Patriots came back.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's a pattern.
It's one of those things that, and me and Hollywood talked about this yesterday. Their first 15 scripted plays, beginning of the game, took them right into the end zone. No problem. They went away from that, came back to it, no problem, right back to the end zone. Should have ran it one more time, probably.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
All right. And the last game of the week, we got the Saints beating the Seahawks. And again, Geno Smith not looking bad as the quarterback for the Seahawks, but their defense is just not enough.
I mean, this was an ugly game. Geno Smith put up 167 and a touchdown. Jameis Winston put up 222 and a touchdown. Running backs didn't really do much, although Alvin Kamara had a 10 catches for 128 yards, along with the 20 carries for the 51-yard average. It was rough. This was rough. Man.
So our week totals, I went 11-2. He went 12-1 for our best prediction weeks combined. Mm-hmm. So he's not feeling well, and we're gonna just knock out this week 8 predictions real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna shotgun this thing.
That way, my man over here can get some rest, and I can play Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna give you the 10-minute shotgun. You ready, sir?
Oh yeah. All right. First on the docket, we got the game that is Thursday night. We got the Packers at the Cardinals, and the receiving core of the Packers has all got COVID.
Yes, Covidius Maximus. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they say that what's his name ends up getting COVID, which is Aaron Rodgers, because he has to hang around his team. And if that happens, I'm with Big Sim. We talked about this before the start. I'm picking the Cardinals in this one.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals in this one. They are the better team on paper, and I still think the Packers are weak, even though they're winning.
Yes.
All right, next up, we have two teams that have fallen from grace in a long time. The Panthers at the Falcons.
Because we got a big ass question mark going into this weekend about who's getting traded where, how, and why, I have to go the safe route and pick the Atlanta Falcons. These can check the bookies again.
But Stephon Gilmore is making his Carolina Panthers debut this week.
Oh man, I know that, but do you trust Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley or Sam
So
Darnold?
I'm gonna go with my the team that likes to hurt me this year. I'm gonna pick the Carolina Panthers because they are my guilty pleasure this year. They're losing, but hey, let's see what happens against the Falcons.
All right, well there you go. I'm taking the Falcons.
All right. Next up, we have King Henry wants to eat. We got the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts.
So battle of the running backs in the building. Derrick Henry versus Jonathan Taylor. You know it's going to be run the damn football. Going to be good, but I like the Colts' chance at home.
Really?
Yeah.
I do not like the Colts' defense against the Titans.
I know
the Titans are actually healthy right now, so I'm going with Tennessee.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, next up we have the dead Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills.
By the time it's all said and done, Tua might not even be on the team anymore come Sunday. So I'm definitely taking the Bills at home in Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo lost to Tennessee in a heartbreaker. I think they bounced back this week and they destroyed the Dolphins.
Yeah, I hear that.
Next up, talking about destruction, and it's your favorite team, Steve. The Cincinnati Bengals at your favorite team, Steve, the New York Jets.
Oh, man.
Imagine having to go from New England, getting that Molly Whopping to go to Joe Burrow, who's just on a mission.
Yeah, pretty much. There's only one rule now: is get the hell out of New York without getting any injuries. Yeah. So I'm betting on the Bengals to come away with this one.
Yeah, I got the Bengals in a lopsided victory here.
Yeah, should be fun.
Next up, we have an interesting game. Two teams that don't look very good, but because one's because of injuries, the other one is because Ben Roethlisberger looks like Joe from fucking Home Alone.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, both teams are in the exact middle of their division. You got to give it to the Browns, though. Pittsburgh hasn't been performing well as of late. The Browns found their receiver.
And if Baker Mayfield plays, it'll be a lot. It won't be as close, but I think Case Keenum, it's a close game.
Well, yeah, I mean receiver. I mean they found their running back.
Yeah.
Right now.
While Chubb and Hunter out, yes.
Yeah.
So I got the Browns. Also, next up, we have two teams who can't seem to buy a win at this moment. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to go for the big upset here. Although, given how Jalen Hurts has played, I'm not sure if it's an upset. I'm going for Detroit to win this game.
I'm actually joining you on that one because I want Detroit to win a game. I like the work ethic of that team. They're very blue-collar like myself, and I want them to win a game.
If they're going to win a game, this is the one. This is it because everything else on the schedule is hell.
All right, next up, we have Matt Stafford going down to Houston to torture the Texans.
Well, we already know how this game is going to end up. Fuckery, and more fuckery. I'm talking the Rams on this one in a blowout.
So, the Texans are not going to have fun.
No.
Okay, no. So Justin Fields did not have fun against Tampa Bay. How'd they go to fare against Nick Bosa? At the 49ers at the Bears.
One of the best lines in the NFL. Justin Fields is going to be running for his life. And hopefully we can get back in the win column. Although this game is the site of what was Kaepernick's worst game as a pro. The one that they're using all the memes, when they talk about Cap.
There's 7 for 27, 14 yards, 4 interceptions. Yep, that game.
And Blaine Gabber's stats weren't better either. They won't show you how bad we got our asses whooped. They just want to say how bad Cap got his ass whooped. I'm taking the 49ers, though, in this one.
Yeah, I think the Bears are just dead in the water at this point.
Well, it's a little bit of Matt Nagy. It's a little bit of lacking a decent running game.
Well, you saw last week, Justin Fields has lost his confidence.
Yeah.
I said, he was literally crying on the sideline.
Yeah.
He has lost his confidence.
Dude was broken, bro.
This might be a underground game of the week. The Patriots at the Chargers.
Oh yeah, that one should be interesting. You want to talk about a measuring stick for Mac Jones and where he's stacked now? This is the game that you want to do it with.
Well, Josh McDaniels has said that he is going to let Mac run more of the offense than he has in any other game this year.
True. My concern is Justin Herbert and how many mistakes he's going to make against Bill Belichick. Is Belichick going to make him work for it? You goddamn right he is.
And the Patriots have a great running game, which the Chargers have issues stopping.
Yeah. So with that said, I will be taking the New England Patriots in this one.
Yeah, I'll be taking the Patriots. The Patriots have good luck against the Chargers.
Yes, very good luck. Scary good luck.
All right, next up, Geno Smith might get his first win as Seahawks starter, or Trevor Lawrence gets his second win. The Jaguars at the Seahawks.
Shocker of the week. Jacksonville wins another one.
I think you might want to look at the injury report because I think DJ Chark is out.
No, Chark has been out for a while.
Well, they said they lost their best young wide receiver.
So that would be the other dude.
Hold on, let me look. Jaguars injury. Hold on.
I know Chark has been out with that broken ankle.
Who is it? Oh, Marvin Jones Jr.'s injury.
Oh, okay. Then that changes everything. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah, I was actually going to pick Jacksonville also because Seahawks are trending way down.
Yeah.
But Trevor Lawrence has no one to throw the ball to.
Nope. He's going to be running for his life.
All right. Next up, we have the record-setting Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers looking to exercise some regular season demons at the New Orleans Saints.
That's right. Saints aren't good enough to win this game. I'm sorry. They're not. They really aren't. But the key to if the Saints do want to win this game, they got to see Alvin Kamara has to be everywhere. But I'm pretty sure the Bucs have already have the plan. Since last year, the Saints humiliated the Buccaneers in the regular season, but got their asses handed to them in the playoffs, where like you should. I like the Bucs in this one.
Yeah, I got the Bucs too. I think the Bucs go to 7-1. Next up is an interesting mediocre game. The Washington football team at the Denver Broncos.
Which team's going to give up the goals first? In Teddy B, we trust. I'm going to roll with the Broncos on this one.
I think the football team has been putting in enough blue-collar work for me to give them a shot this week. So I'm taking the football team.
Okay.
All right, next up we have, coming off a bye week, maybe the highlight offense of the NFL. If you don't look at the Buccaneers, Bills, or Titans, the Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings.
The Dallas Cowboys have way too many weapons now, and I never thought I'd ever say that. But they have depth in each position. They are the perfect offensive team. Defense is a little kumsa. But the Cowboys are looking good. I am taking the Cowboys in this one.
I'm taking the Cowboys just because, and this is one of those games that the Vikings have the ability to pull out of their ass and win.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take the Cowboys here. Because we all know that eventual slip-up from the Cowboys is going to come. It just matters on when.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and next up, so Danny Dimes has been trending upward in all fantasy leagues because he is playing the worst defense in the NFL this week, the Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Him playing the worst defense in the world in the NFL right now means nothing if he doesn't have his receivers or his running back, okay?
But the Giants won last week.
Yeah, but they won with Shepard was there, okay? Apparently Shepard's injured again. And so now we got Shepard, Galladay, and old boy looking at extended time. They may be looking to trade Gallup, so watch for him to play. So that's another thing too. That's the other thing. But on the Cowboys Vikings thing. But I still like the Cowboys though. I like the Cowboys in that one, even with the trade.
We already discussed that. We're talking about the Giants and Chiefs now.
I know, but Steve talked about it in the chat.
Oh, my bad.
All right, so either this is going to go really good for Danny Dimes or really, 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 really bad. I think Patrick Mahomes is tired of everybody talking shit about him and his brother doing little stupid ass dances and shit.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about that. That man needs to be put in check for dancing over Sean Taylor's number.
Oh yeah, he's stupid. Nah, you can't.
Fuck you.
And that's probably why the Chiefs team is cursed. You know how them Indian curses be. Fuck. But I'm taking the Chiefs in this one because if they lose this game, ain't nothing easy coming, bro. Ain't nothing easy coming. They might not make the playoffs.
All right, so everybody who's watching the replay or this video right now is going to call me a fucking lunatic right now.
Oh, here we go.
I am picking the New York Giants to upset the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, my. That's a country road. Take me home.
And you know I hate the fucking Giants more than any other team besides the Jets in the NFL.
To a place where a nigga belong.
I'm taking the Giants over the Chiefs because the Chiefs defense is a horse manure.
All right, well, I think that's it.
That is it. It's one of our shortest NFL shows, but there's a reason for that. We will be seeing you next week on Wednesday, our regularly scheduled time. Hollywood will be in a new location, and we'll see you all then.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lady Di. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steph. Hopefully, we entertained you guys enough. And hey, we lost one game. Big Sin lost two. Take it to the Vegas books and see how you deal with it. So until next time, that's my man, Big Sin. I'm your boy, Hollywood J. Black. This is That Damn NFL Show. Thank you, brother. I'm going to try and feel better, bro. I appreciate you. We out this thing. Deuces.
Bye, bye, bye.